Tried Factorio. I am far too stupid for Factorio. Like, I've played Satisfactory, I've played Mindustry. So I've actually kind of been tempted to get into it and try because I have more experience with that sort of game now with all of the automation stuff. Like, Satisfactory was a lot of fun, but I feel like that every person I know who's played Factorio, it's like there are two types of people who play that game. You either start it and get intimidated and stop, or 2,735 hours played on Steam. Those are the only two options. There's no like casual Factorio players. So I'm like, do I really need that in my life right now? Do I really need to be doing that? I appreciate it, Nerdbird. Maybe at some point, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to get that into a video game right now. The game I want to play right now is that SCP game with the Blood Lake. Just had a wild hair to play that one too today. RimWorld, but with chat members, and if they die, you permaban them. Casual run is about 150 to 200 hours. See, that's just absurd. Like a casual run for a video game, that definitively means it's not a casual run. In a relative sense, I understand what you're saying, but casuals do not typically do runs of games that take over 10 hours, let alone 150 to 200. Even like the Call of Duty players, half of them don't even play the campaign. They just log on and like go fucking shit themselves in multiplayer lobbies for like an hour every week. So, play the campaign. But you're not really a casual gamer, though, babe. You're like, you played Yakuza for 10 hours the other day. That's not a casual gamer. Like, a casual gamer is someone who plays maybe an hour or two a day, absolute tops, and not every day. Like, maybe once or twice a week they play for an hour or two. That's a casual gamer. Now, of course, it's relative. Like, Dotted Ant is saying a casual run for Factorio is 200 hours, but that's compared to, like, the people who get super into it, who play for thousands. Casual 1,000 hours in Okami. I would warrant most of us are not casual gamers. Maybe there's a few people who just like watch Twitch streams but don't really play video games, but most of us are probably not casual gamers, even if the games we play are more simple, like Stardew Valley. Like, even if Stardew Valley is a casual game, if you play that shit for several hours a day, you are not a casual gamer. Definitively. Do it for a long time because community, they have a lot of breaks. I think that's hard to compare because I also have my little pet mobile game now. I play it for maybe like a minute to 10 minutes a day. If that's the only thing I played, I'd be a casual gamer. But that's just something where I'm like, I need to fucking like have a minute to stop thinking about work shit during the day. I'm gonna boot up sci-fi. Just like level up a little bit. Get that little dopamine injection. Theoretically only play on days they have off work. Yeah, even then, like, especially our age, most of us are older now, so a lot of you have kids and, like, responsibilities and shit. So, even on days you have off, it's like, oh, damn, I gotta do, like, 100 different things. I gotta go to the bank. I gotta cash this check. Oh, oops, the bank doesn't open on the weekend. I gotta make sure that I get ahead on all of these chores now instead so I can go to the bank on the weekdays. No such thing as a day of rest, not very holy of our capitalist world, SMH. I'm already being conditioned because I felt like a piece of shit all day because I didn't go to work. But I literally, it's like my one day off this week. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just gotta learn to be like a bigger piece of shit. Take it easy. No, I'm really not working that hard. It's been dumb shit. Like, it's almost been all dumb shit. I've done like nothing physical whatsoever this week. It's just a lot of making phone calls, a lot of talking to people. Some of the days I haven't even actually gone to work, but I've been on the phone all fucking day. That was Friday. Something has a 1 in 250 chance of happening. How many times does it need to not happen before you start feeling a little cursed? I don't think the average human being is equipped to handle statistics on that level. I would be more prone to feel blessed because, like, I would say like the 1 in 250 that most of us have to worry about is getting into a fiery car crash on the interstate. So when we start getting into 1 in 250 chances, I feel like avoiding them beyond like statistical probability is probably for the best rather than a curse, because the things we have to deal with are like that would be in that territory of probability would be like cancer or dying in a car crash or a horrific fleshlight accident or bowel blockage or excessively bleeding from the asshole or dating a murderer or, you know, like what are some 1 in 250s that would be positive? I feel like that's a lot more nebulous. Winning a scratch off, maybe. Loot drops in a video game, finding her likes Morrowind. No, 1 in 250 in terms of like statistics is mad common. Individually, like that's not, if you have like a 1 in 250 chance of something happening to you over the course of your entire life, that's a very low chance from an individual perspective. But when you're talking about a group of, let's say, 1,000 people, well, 4 of them, it's statistically likely that 4 of them are going to have that happen. And then you start like, what if there's 5 1 in 250s? Low-key trying to get the scurriest pet and drops at 1 in 3,000. Good luck, bro. I fucking hate old school RuneScape, man. That game sucks because it drops. Like, I love that game. I really fucking love that game, but my least favorite part of it is how they just have such a goddamn boner for making everything like a 1 in 7 billion drop rate now. Even if it's like a mid-game item, supposedly. The drop rates are absurd. Shiny hunting seems as productive, so I would say the shiny hunting thing is the worst because it's not productive. There's like, at least with OSRS, the things that you grind for increase your character's power and increase your power in the game. The shiny thing is just vanity. And if people enjoy that, so be it. But I don't know. I think that's one of the most deviant behaviors. Chunk characters on YouTube sometimes and the meme drops are so lame. Yeah, they add shit now like the anchoring teleport scroll, which is like the most niche use of all time. And it's like drop rate 1 in 7 billion. But I'm also salty because I have the worst luck with shinies and that I have gotten them just by playing the game, but they've been the worst shinies ever. Like, okay, let me talk about the worst one I've gotten. No worthwhile human being would ever fucking, like, you cannot convince me anyone would want this. It's the fucking shiny Articuno. It is like 1 shade of blue lighter than the normal one, dude. It is dog shit. It's not even like it. People make fun of like the ones that turn into like a puke green. At least it's a demonstrable difference. But the Articuno, I swear, it is like, I didn't even read. I thought that one kind of looks a little different. And I threw a Master Ball to see if it was a shiny, and it was. But it sucked, dude. It was worthless. You can't even fucking tell. Like, God, man. Ladybot, dude. And then I got a golden Caterpie, and I thought that was so cool. I thought as a kid I was going to get a golden Butterfree. Imagine my disappointment when the golden Metapod evolved into a pink Butterfree. I was pissed, pimp. Like, I was so fucking mad as like 10-year-old Tolomeo, dude. It's like, what the fuck? What is this shit? God damn it. I don't want pink. I want gold. The first wild shiny was a Zubat, and the first one I hatched was a Goomy. First only shiny was a Jigglypuff, and the bitch looked exactly the same. Got the gay Butterfree. Yeah. I also got the Chandelier one as a shiny in the newest game I played. I don't really play Pokemon anymore, but first Dagon I ever saw was shiny. That's a good one. That's a good one to get. Were they a thing in Ruby? Yes. It's an absurdly rare chance to see one. It's like, what? 1 in 4,000 or 5,000 playing normally without like the methods to increase it. Something to that effect, right? So you could fight 5,000 Pokemon and 1 in 8,000. Okay, yeah, you could fight 8,000, and most people, even if you fight 8,000, there's a huge chance you're not going to see one, even if you actually fight that number. So it's a pretty rare occurrence. Shinies are super easy to get now, which is kind of disappointing. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Good. It's such a meaningless thing that it does not need to be like a 100-hour fucking grind. I don't think I have any issue with that, which is why it sucks. They have some dog shit shinies. Older games is around 1 in 8,000, but that got halved in more recent games. I know there's also like degenerate techniques you can do to make it like a super, like a 1 in 100 chance or something if you do some special technique. I don't know the specifics, but there's ways to make it. There was a Safari where they became 1 in 200 chance if they were the star of the Safari. Yeah, catching them also. Shiny hunting fits in. I mean, you're right, but you know those crazy people with statistics? Has anyone crunched the average amount of years it would take to actually just like not using exploits or cheats? You can use the increased rate methods, but how long would it take on average to get every shiny across the games? It's gotta be like measured in the fucking years, right? At least 5 minutes? Because people do that with OSRS, where there's like an absolutely unbelievable unbelievable amount of RNG shit and clue scrolls, and people have gotten the expected average amount of time spent to get all of the collection slots, and it's like over a decade. I think it's closer to 50 years, isn't it? I know the more savvy RuneScape heads probably know what I'm talking about. Someone said if you got spooned, it's like 40 years. Spooned is a term in RuneScape for getting spoon-fed and getting super lucky, by the way, in case you don't know what the term spoons. So 40 years if you're mad lucky. Cool.